been like 9 hours.
Oh boy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Losers Lounge. We are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use code DNVR365. Choose your offer. Find out why. Whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. You did hit all your bets tonight. 3 for 3.
Yeah, it was a sweep. It was a sweep. And things were looking so good at the time that we swept.
Yeah. We're coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. Two of us tonight, Harrison Wind and my guy, Superstar Dev.
My heart hurts.
Yeah.
My heart hurts. I could not believe what we just experienced. I cannot believe what you guys just experienced. It's just not right.
Nuggets lose 140 to 139 in double OT. Nikola Jokic had 61 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Played the entire second half and both overtimes. 53 minutes. It was not enough. Denver loses in an absolute heartbreaker, man. I mean, we've been covering this team a long time. A lot of losses, a lot of regular season losses. I can't think of one that's more gut-wrenching and heartbreaking than this one, man, just to start off.
I really can't believe we had to experience that, to like have to watch that in its entirety. So many ups and downs.
Yeah.
That hurts. I think that hurts all of Nuggets Nation.
It definitely hurts. It's going to hurt for a bit. Let's go into a quick, fast recap because I feel like what happened at the beginning of the game really doesn't mean that much anymore. My first note, though, is the Nuggets started off this game great. And Jamal Murray was out, hamstring. Michael Porter Jr. was out, personal reasons. Minnesota had a couple guys out as well with serving suspensions. Naz Reid and Dante DiVincenzo. Denver started Jalen Pickett in this game. They played great. The first, 6-7 minutes of this game, they're up 16 at one point. Minnesota came back. And then it was really, back and forth for most of the rest of the game until the beginning of the fourth quarter. Michael Malone decides to start the fourth with Nikola Jokic, as he's done, in some of these massive games and the games he really wants. Denver really wanted this one today. He starts Jokic at the beginning of the fourth quarter. He plays the entire fourth quarter. Denver has like a 10-0 run to start the fourth. They get back into it, and end of the fourth quarter, Minnesota has a chance to win it. Nuggets forced the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hands. Anthony Edwards caught fire in the fourth quarter after not doing much for most of this game. Forced the ball out of Ant's hands. Julius Randle miss.
Oh, man, things were looking good there. That's when I was like, you know what? We have a chance. So You're saying there's a chance.
First overtime, Minnesota again with a chance to win it. Forced the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hands again. Beautiful defensive execution. Alexander Walker, I think it was, misses a mid-range jumper. We go to a second overtime. And then what happened at the second overtime, man, that was unbelievable. Let me just break it down here with the play-by-play. This was a 138 to 138 game with Russell Westbrook at the line shooting his second free throw. He had just made one free throw to tie the score at 138. He misses the second free throw. The ball goes out of bounds. Nobody knows who the ball is off of. The refs don't know the call. They call a jump ball. There's a foul called on Jaden McDaniels on the jump ball. He's jumping versus Jokic. They call a foul on McDaniels. Yoke, who's dead tired, he's up above 50 minutes by now, misses the first free throw, makes the second to go up 139-138. Timberwolves call timeout. There's 13 seconds left, and the Timberwolves inbound the ball to Anthony Edwards. Nuggets force a steal. Russell Westbrook steals the ball. Denver defends and Edwards great again. Westbrook steals the ball. He goes on the fast break.
Game's over now.
Passes to Christian Brown. There's like 10 seconds on the clock. Christian Brown passes back to Westbrook, who blows the layup. He blew the layup. It was pretty open. Timberwolves get it back. Denver, again, solid defense. They get it to Alexander Walker in the corner. And then Russell Westbrook fouls him with 0.1 seconds on the clock.
Oh, my gosh.
We were on the watch along. We thought the game was over. A lot of people seemed like they thought the game was over. Refs reviewed it, and they ruled that there was a foul with 0.1 seconds on the clock. Alexander Walker hits the first two free throws. They go up 140-139, and that was it. Unbelievably gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, definitely like the toughest regular season loss I might have ever covered and seen. But that's how it went. Let's get to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. What do we got, man?
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is that truly was the most heartbreaking loss in the regular season that I know that I've ever experienced with the Nuggets. It was tragic. It was tragic because just going into the sequence, that was the roughest sequence I've ever seen. Russell Westbrook had no business. He had no business going up for a shot. All he had to do was get fouled. But if you are going to go up with that shot, why not just go finish it? Why not make it? He misses the layup.
Yeah.
Then he gets back on defense and fouls a three-point shooter. Everyone knows not to foul a three-point shooter. He goes and fouls a three-point shooter. Yes, you could say that the referees maybe should not make that call, but also Russell Westbrook shouldn't have took that shot. He shouldn't have been in a situation where you're fouling on the last play of the game. He ruined a historic night. One of three. We were never going to see that again, probably. Like a 61, 11, 10 triple-double, or not many of those are going to be there. And it was all ruined by such a bonehead play. That was tragic. It was really sad, and I feel for Nuggets Nation, but I truly feel for Russell Westbrook stans who go out of their way every day to try to humiliate everyone else. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, man. I mean, Russ is going to be the focus because of that last sequence. You talk about the layup. He did miss it. I mean, he did miss an open layup. He wasn't fouled. Minnesota didn't even really contest it. He just kind of missed it. I'll give him a little bit of a pass going for that layup. He could have pulled it out, absolutely gotten fouled. Christian Brown also could have pulled it out when Russell Westbrook passed him the ball. It was an exact replica of the Torrey Craig missed layup from Game 7 of the Utah series in the bubble. That game, Denver actually did win. Mike Conley, funny enough, on the floor for that as well. But he blows the layup. And then the foul on the three, I mean, there wasn't a ton of contact there, but you just can't really put the ref in position to have the ability to make that call. You just can't even come close to fouling there. And I'll have to look at the replay a little bit more to see if Alexander Walker kicked his legs out or whatever. You just can't put yourself in that situation to potentially commit a foul. So it was tough, man. And he's going to get a lot of the blame. He definitely shouldn't get all of it, but he definitely should get some of it. It was a rough sequence for sure. I'll talk about Nikola Jokic for my Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, Kaka. Every time that we feel like Nikola Jokic can't raise the bar any higher, he does. We talked on this podcast, maybe it was a couple weeks ago, what will be the future career highs that the Nuggets and Nikola Jokic would set. And one that we talked about was would he eclipse his career high of 56 points? And he did tonight. 61 points on 18 of 29 shooting. 6 of 11 from 3. He shot 19 of 24 from the line. That was definitely a career high in free throws. 10 rebounds and 10 assists. A 61-point triple-double. He does the impossible multiple times per season. And it's just such a privilege to watch him. It's crazy that the Nuggets did lose this game with Jokic getting 61 points. They've lost a lot of games where, he's had some of his biggest scoring nights, but his perseverance in this game was unbelievable, man. He's banged up now still. He came back from that injury absence. He's definitely not 100%, but you wouldn't be able to tell. He played the entire second half in this game. He played the entire first overtime. He played the entire second overtime. And we talked on the watch along. We were like, man, are they going to bring Jokic out? Because Michael Malone starts the fourth quarter with him. We've seen that move in some of the games the Nuggets really want this season, and they wanted this one. Michael Malone did. We got that sense yesterday at practice and today. So he leaves Jokic in to start the fourth. We're like, all right, he'll play him a couple minutes, and he'll probably take him out, rest him a couple, bring him back with like 7 minutes left. No, just play him the whole fourth. Jokic got the ball every play. Minnesota doubled him every play. And it was on Jokic pretty much every possession from the beginning of the fourth quarter to the end of double overtime to get the Nuggets a basket, by either him scoring or him setting somebody else up. And 61 points in 53 minutes is unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it. Definitely in the pantheon of greatest games I've seen. So, and it's probably at the top of that list or in the top 2.
Russell Westbrook ruined a Benihana's night, and we haven't got many of those. This was a nationally televised game. Everybody's watching. He cooked in front of everybody, and he did it in every single way. 19 of 24 from the free throw line. Yes, you want to hit a couple more free throw lines, but very aggressive to get to 24. He manipulated the game. He manipulated how they were trying to defend him, and those are all real fouls. They had no choice but to foul him because of how dominant he was. They tried to give him so many looks. None of them worked. His three-point shot was back. He went 6 of 11 from beyond the arc. That was something that had been missing from him. That was something that let us know that he was not, 100% in back because he was having the elbow issues. 18 of 29 from the field. They called his number time and time again. He answered every single time. This was a heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
They responded every single time. Minnesota hit some insane shots.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic responded back every single time and made the right play, reading what they're giving them, just taking it to them. 61-point triple-double. That really is, that's incredible. That is insane that he was able to try to will his team to a victory. They're down 2 starters in the game, and they said, "What do you need me to do? I'm gonna do everything that I can." And for it to come down to a decision like that, it really is heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching.
61 points, man. I mean, when I think of Nikola Jokic's greatest performances, there are a couple that definitely come to mind. I mean, one is Game 5 against Minnesota last season. That to me has been number one for a while. I mean, it's kind of hard to compare because this wasn't the regular season, but it was against that team. And man, to have it wasted in a loss, in such a gut-wrenching, heartbreaking loss is it's tough, man. Really tough. He played his heart out. And a lot of guys on the Nuggets did. Look, Denver was undermanned tonight, so was Minnesota. Denver's undermanned. They started Jalen Pickett in this game. Jalen Pickett, who played great, by the way. I thought he did. Their bench was Russell Westbrook, DeAndre Jordan, Zeke Naji, and Hunter Tyson. Christian Brown played 53 minutes, the same as Jokic. Aaron Gordon was great in 47 minutes. Peyton Watson, 45 minutes, 4 blocks. I mean, so many guys played their heart out tonight. And to end it with a loss, Just tough, man. Just tough. Let's hit a break. We'll break down more from this game. Afterward, we also got Brendan Vogt coming to you live from the arena to come as well. Shout out to Empire Today. Empire Today, great to have these guys back on board. Just like your favorite team needs a home court advantage. Your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get it. Empire Today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. That's all they focus on. We focus on the Nuggets. They focus on flooring. There's a lot of those big box stores out there, those, huge conglomerate flooring companies. Don't go with those. Go with Empire Today. They're actually going to treat you like a real person. They're going to care about you as a customer. Empire Today is the best bet for a new floor. They live and breathe flooring. They're also going to be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ball game. They got flooring experts that are going to bring the showroom right to you. You can pick the right flooring and right colors for your space. See how it looks with your furniture and in your house. You can schedule a free in-home estimate today. Some things are just better at home. DNVR listeners can get $350 off, a $350 discount when using promo code DNVR. You heard that right, a $350 discount with code DNVR. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday/DNVR for full details. Also, shout out to our friends at Breckenridge Brewery. You guys know we love our Breck beers here at DNVR. Breckenridge Brewery is the official craft beer of DNVR, and they have a beer for every occasion. No better way to watch a game than having some Breck Brew. They've been doing it for 33 years. Comes down to their love and passion for making good beer. Try out some of our favorites: the Avalanche Amber, the Mile High City, the Broncos Country Pale Ale. Good Company hard seltzers as well. They got a great farmhouse over near Littleton, right off Santa Fe. Great beer, of course. Great food, too. You can check out their beer locator, breckbrew.com, to find a brew near you. Breck Brew is the official craft beer at DNVR. All right, we're back on the DNVR Nuggets Postgame Lounge, live from the Toyota Lounge, presented by Bet365. Harrison Wind and Superstar Dev, the Nuggets fall 140-139 in double OT. We talked about Jokic's night, 61, new career high, first time over 60, 10-10, the 61-point triple-double in 53 minutes. Where do you want to go next? Who else do you want to talk about right now?
I'll talk about Jalen Pickett, just because they made the decision. Michael Malone made the decision to go with Jalen Pickett instead of Russell Westbrook as a starter. And I think that was to switch some things up, to not just be aggressive the entire game. And Jalen Pickett, he answered the call. He went 4 of 6 from the field, has some timely baskets, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. But the thing that separates Jalen Pickett from like a Russell Westbrook, he's not taking as many chances out there on it. He had 5 assists in the game, 0 turnovers. Mm-hmm. He played 32 minutes. Yeah. He's your starting point guard. He played 32 minutes. He has 0 turnovers. Russell Westbrook has 5 turnovers. And we know that he takes a lot of those high, he's taking chances that you probably should not take. But you have to have a point guard that's going to take care of the ball, that's going to make the right decisions, high IQ. And we got to see that with Jalen Pickett. It was great to see him step into the game and be able to hold his own. He didn't get hunted on defense. We got to see a couple of one-on-one defenses. They tried to get a couple of switches to put like Randall on him. Mm-hmm. That didn't work out. But I liked Jalen Pickett in this game. And it's good to know that if you have to, you have a break in case of emergency type of plan right there. Jalen Pickett was great in this game to me.
He was great, and it was, a little shocking that he got the nod. We thought it'd be Westbrook, but it was a good call for Michael Malone. I just, I say that because the Nuggets started off this game awesome, especially on the defensive end of the floor. It was so interesting. At practice yesterday, Michael Malone is saying stuff like, man, Minnesota, they treat this game like a rivalry game. We treat it like just any other regular season game. He also said that, his assistant coach who scouts Minnesota, he watches all the Minnesota games and always says, man, they play so much harder against us than they do every other team. I thought that was Mike Malone trying to fire up his guys. I thought that was him saying, we got to treat this matchup like a measuring stick game. Like, we've got to take this matchup seriously and play up to their energy and intensity level. And it worked because I thought the Nuggets came out and looked great. Defensively, they were awesome in the first quarter. And in overtime, in a lot of big moments tonight, they were great defensively. And Jalen Pickett, he held his own in his minutes now. He was a +4. It's a +4 in this game. So he was great. And just overall defensively, like PWat, great in this game.
Oh my God.
That was another one of my big takeaways, man. And I'll go to that. Like, Anthony Edwards really hurt the Nuggets in the fourth quarter and in overtimes. He barely did anything up until that point. He was really a non-factor because Denver made him one. The Nuggets did a great job doubling him when he had the ball, forcing it out of his hands, making somebody else beat them. I thought, like Michael Malone and the Nuggets had a great defensive strategy in this game. And you saw it in overtime, forcing the ball out of his hands. Not enough, but I mean, it doesn't work every possession. And Peyton Watson, I thought, played great defense on Edwards. Christian Brown held his own. Aaron Gordon, not quite quick enough to stay with Edwards, but had some good moments defensively. I just other than fourth quarter and the 2 overtimes, which kind of feels wrong saying now, the Nuggets defended Edwards really well for the early parts of this game.
Yeah, we know that how special of a player Anthony Edwards is, especially offensively. He's so gifted with the ball, like a great ball handler, really good passer now, but he's a scorer and he finishes and he has that it factor of taking those big shots. You can only bottle him up for so long. And it was a great game plan for the Nuggets for the duration of the game. You're supposed to close him out when you play, have him play that badly because you guys are playing them so well. But then when he got comfortable, when he willed them to a victory, of course it's like him cooking now. He's a special player. You're never going to be able to just lock him up. But I do think that they had a great game plan. It was because of Peyton Watson's defense on him, especially early on. But Peyton Watson had a lot of big plays in this game of just going to get blocks, just showing that I'm not going to back down. Like, if they win this game, we have a whole different conversation about the type of defense that, Peyton Watson played in this game, how they defended Christian Brown. Even talking about not having a Jamal Murray in this game or Michael Porter Jr., to people that have struggled with the physicality and the way that Minnesota shows up and plays against them with that intensity. Minnesota looked, pretty normal. They didn't play with that same intensity in this one because I don't think they were up for it the same way, but also it was because Denver responded, and that is Peyton Watson in his defense. I think that this was a great game for Peyton Watson. I do wish that he knocked down a couple more shots, especially with him being so aggressive, but this is a game that you learn from. You know what you have defensively from him. He didn't force too many shots, and you're going to take that every single time. So you hang your head on this one, but you're like, okay, I'm going to keep working. Peyton Watson had a good game.
Yeah. And AG, 30 points. I mean, he had some big threes, especially late in this game. It's a couple massive threes. And of course they were off, Jokic kickouts, or at least a couple of them were. And I was just thinking about this while you were talking, man. Jokic had 4 turnovers in this game. If you think about that number and then think about all the decisions and passes that he made out of double teams, you can probably come close to saying Nikola Jokic played a perfect game tonight. Man. This is probably as close to a perfect game as you can play if you're a guy who's put in as many of the situations Nikola Jokic was put in tonight. He was double teamed on pretty much every play in the second half through 2 overtimes. You know how many perfect passes he made out of those double teams? Pretty much every time. That is incredible, man. So, I mean, he scored the 61 points. The amount of micro decisions he had to make tonight, moving out of those double and triple teams, how he found teammates, it's pretty incredible. And it's not like he was going against a scrub defense either. Rudy Gobert, who he cooks, but multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, Alexander Walker. Like, this team is stacked with good defenders who give the Nuggets trouble. Long, smart, well-coached. And Nikola Jokic made so many perfect decisions that it's just unbelievable, man.
It truly is
crazy.
Unbelievable. Just to go back to Aaron Gordon in this game, he's been banged up, has not been playing much, and he talked about like feeling healthy, being as close to as healthy as he's been in a while. He played 46 minutes. 46 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that has to be like the most he's played all year, but that
And
goes
he
to
looked
show
pretty
that
good in those.
He looked great. 9 of 15 from the field, so he knew what was asked of him. He knew that he was going to have to step up and be aggressive. He's knocking down 3-pointers, 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. You'll take that every day of the week. 8 of 10 from the free throw line, so like he's getting to his spots, showing the physicality. You didn't say that the Nuggets were getting punked in this game. That was not a question that you had of physicality. That's because you have Aaron Gordon. You feel confident when you have an Aaron Gordon out there. 30 points. Like, he did everything. 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He filled up the box score. He was a plus 16 in the game in a double overtime game. You were going to take that. Like, there was so many positive things about this game, but then you just lose it in such a tragic way that it takes away from the momentum that you were having. And I think that's why people are saying how sad this game was, because I know that a lot of people are going to say it's just any other game. No, like, you have momentum. You were, going to go against you were going to get a win against a team that you haven't won against in a while.
Yeah.
They did not play their same brand of basketball, and you could like say that there was a lot of positives on Denver's side. This could be one that is like, okay, like now the momentum is gone, or you look at it like we are really defeated against this team. So that this one really does hurt. It really does.
You don't think this game means anything if you don't have a soul.
Yeah.
If you think this game is just another regular season game, you might be dead inside. You might just not feel anything ever. And I feel sorry for you. Because like, we're people who like live and breathe with this team, especially when you're on a watch along for 3 hours and it's now midnight. But man, I'm drained. Like, mentally, emotionally, I'm drained right now. Sorry if that's coming across that way, but we felt this one for real.
We felt this one and drained. They playing 52 minutes from Jokic, 53 minutes from Christian Brown.
Yeah.
The starters played all those. Guess what? They play tomorrow.
Oh, God.
They play tomorrow. And this was already a
Can you
late
imagine if
game.
Jokic
Playing
plays
like
tomorrow?
17 hours.
Yeah, like way less than 24 hours from now.
They have to do this all over again. It's
bro.
not fun.
Do we have to do this all over again? You betcha.
Oh, man.
Just heartbreaking, man. 140, 139. We talked about a lot of Nuggets guys here. I want to hit on some Timberwolves players because there were some guys who had some ridiculous moments for Minnesota that it will kind of get lost in the lore of this game. But yeah, there are some crazy moments that I definitely want to get to. Let's hit a second break, though. We'll get to it on the other side. We've also got Brendan Vogt coming up live from Ball Arena. Really curious what Michael Malone had to say after this one. I'm sure some other guys talked as well. So we'll get to all that on the other side. Shout out to Monarch Money. Are you sure, Kel? Monarch Money? That's not who I have it.
That's what Notion says. Monarch Money and then game time.
Okay. Hold on. I've got Raising Cane's on Wednesday, April 2nd.
It is not Wednesday, April 2nd.
Oh, it's
Just
Tuesday.
just so late. It's just
Tuesday,
so
April 1st.
late. April Fools. We're just joking with you guys now. It's Monarch Money. April
I'm
1st.
sorry. Monarch Money. Look, finances can be really messy and confusing. Monarch Money acts like your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control so you can stop earning and start growing. It's more than your average budgeting app. Monarch Money, what they are is a complete financial command center for your accounts, investments, and goals. Don't just manage your money. You can start building wealth with 50% off your first year for our listeners. I was never really somebody who thought a lot about finances for, in my 20s or so. But, in your 30s, you get a little older. Maybe you have a kid or something. You get married. It starts to become a little more important. Monarch Money is there to help you start managing your finances to build the life you actually want. Monarch makes managing money simple, even if you have really busy lives. With all your accounts, credit cards, investments in one place, you always know where your money stands. You can track your spending, savings, and investments effortlessly. Monarch Money is the finance tool that people actually love. Named Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025. It's the top recommended personal finance app by users and experts with 30,000 5-star reviews. Get control of your overall finances with Monarch Money. Use code DNVR at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com/DNVR. Also, shout out to Game Time, your one-stop shop for tickets to concert shows, sporting events, whatever it might be. Opening day's coming up for the Rockies. We'll be there. If you're looking for something to do, we'll be at Wind Coop Brewery right down the street from Coors Field before opening day. You can come there. Diehards get a free beer, I believe, and a pack from Raising Cane's. Then go with us to opening day. Get your tickets on Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. You can get tickets for anything on Game Time. Nuggets games, Avs games, Rockies games as well. They've got awesome features like curated deals, seat views before you buy. They got the lowest price guarantee as well, event cancellation protection, job loss protection, etc. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR. $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. All right, back here on the DNVR Nuggets podcast, live from the very roomy Toyota Lounge. And we're presented by Bet365. Nuggets fall 140-139 in double OT. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was ridiculous in this game until he started missing a little bit late. 26 points. He hit 5 threes. He has had some ridiculous games against the Nuggets, mainly in that playoff series last year, but he had a couple huge moments tonight. Julius Randle had some huge buckets for Minnesota. And then it was Edwards, taking over down the stretch. Josh Minot hit those 2 threes in the first half. That was crazy from the corners. And yeah, Anthony Edwards, he did not do anything in the first 3 quarters of this game and then got loose in the fourth in double overtime, man.
I truly hate that the Nuggets dare people to shoot or show up and they're like, bet. That actually pisses me off because that's what the Nuggets need to be doing. I think that's a good thing about Anthony Edwards. He lets them be them. They were taking some pretty bad shots, but they're going in. They don't care. They're like, okay, get back. Rudy Gobert made a lot of dumb fouls, and he's talking through them throughout the entire time. But no one's upset about guys taking bad shots on their teams or just taking shots. He's still trying to make the pass. Anthony Edwards almost had a triple-double in this one. That's pretty crazy to me. But yeah, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he showed up entirely. Mike Conley hit some huge threes late in the game.
Yeah,
it was his only shots that he made, and it was to keep him in it. They kept responding. Jaden McDaniels had a horrible game, but he still played hard. He's still trying to find things. He had that tip-in rebound that just got him back in the game, and then Julius Randle was just aggressive the whole time. Yeah, I wish that the Nuggets took a page out of that book of just more guys stepping up. They were without their bench. They didn't care, because they've been in these spots and they're empowered to be in these spots. Denver needs to do that too.
Yeah, I mean AG had 30. You can't be mad at him. Christian Brown at 18 did miss a couple big time shots though. I think about that one corner 3. Was that the end of the fourth or the end of the first overtime? I forget. But he had that wide open corner three off a Jokic kick out that he missed. That would have I forget exactly, but that might have won the game for Denver. Other than that, though, man, this was just another one of those games where you're like, can Jokic get some help? Like, can he just get a number two? And I mean, no Jamal Murray tonight. There's been no Jamal Murray a lot this year. No Michael Porter tonight. There's been no Michael Porter a lot lately. So, I mean, yeah, those guys would have helped. Do the Nuggets win this game with either of those guys? I don't know. I mean, maybe not. You can't say they definitely would. You look at the box score and it says 61 points. And then it says 30 for Aaron Gordon. And then nobody else over 20. That's tough, man. And, for Yoke, he's going to get 61 if he has to. He would love to get 40 and for somebody else to score, 25. He would love that, but he does what he has to do. That's always how he approaches every game. And he needed 61 tonight. How do you feel about this matchup, though? Like, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Denver's lost now 6 straight. Going back to game 6 of that playoff series last year, game 6, 7, and now 4 this year. They got swept. What's your take on just this matchup? I know that there are a bunch of guys out tonight, but what is it?
It's very hard after losing in that fashion to just look at that as just a game. But I feel like they didn't have Naz Reid. They didn't have, Dante. They didn't have a bench. They still figured out, if you can't beat them at that, when could you? They really are. They have their number. They really do. They were responding every single time. And I know, you just made a comment about Jokic not having help. I think he had a lot of help in this game, and that's why I think that it was criminal what Russell Westbrook did, because you asked for someone to step up. Aaron Gordon had 30 points in this game.
He had 30.
Christian Brown had 18 points, 12 rebounds. Did their job. Peyton Watson had defensive plays. Did his job. Jalen Pickett, a guy that, was getting all these DMPs, started against this team that they've struggled with and did his job to keep them in the game. They were two bad decisions away from winning this game. And we would have been super high if he just misses that shot. If you don't foul in the last play, they missed that. We would have been celebrating right now. This would have been a winner's lounge that we're talking about. This is a matchup we feel a little bit more confident in. But the fact that they didn't, it goes back to their biggest issue that they've been having all season long. The Nuggets cannot get any stops, none whatsoever, and there is no answer for that. And you're going to the playoffs, and you still don't have even a scheme to try to slow guys down. Big name players, they all play good against Denver. They all show up against Denver because they just don't have anything to take away from that. So I don't feel confident in this. That was a long way to say I don't feel confident. I don't.
Yeah, you said a lot there.
I said a lot to say I don't feel confident in the Nuggets versus Minnesota.
I mean, how could you? Yeah. They've lost 6 straight times. This was winnable. You get 61 from Jokic and you still take the L. It's really tough. I mean, my biggest thing is I don't think Minnesota's scared of the Nuggets. They know how they're going to play defensively. And, Denver, I feel is still looking for some answers, although I feel like they had a pretty good defensive game plan tonight guarding Anthony Edwards. So my opinion of this matchup probably doesn't change much after tonight. I still think Minnesota is the Nuggets' second toughest matchup out of any potential playoff series. I think OKC's first, Minnesota is second. And it would be an absolute bar fight every single game, I think, if those two teams did match up. Or I don't know. Or maybe there'd be 20-point wins like there were last year in that playoff series. But I did really love how hard the Nuggets played in this game. I love that they answered Michael Malone's call earlier, like I was talking about, and did play with energy and did play tough and did play physical. They were there in that respect. And, I think this was the last important game the Nuggets will play this regular season. Yeah, other games will matter, but this was really the last one maybe other than that Warriors game coming up. I don't know. We'll have to see who plays and who doesn't. But I think this was maybe the last one where there was like something hanging in the balance where the Nuggets could shift, how their overall vibe was heading into the playoffs. And I don't know. The 61 is nice, but I don't know if much has changed there.
Yeah. Well, I now think that you're like fighting for positioning now. Like, the games are going to truly matter, but this was a spot to feel confident in, to say, like, we feel good right now. We, got that monkey off our back, and we're feeling confident in this squad. We're showing up in the games that we need to. We're over the Minnesota thing. Like, you really did need this, but now you're trying to see who you want to avoid, and you want to make sure you win as many games as possible. You need to be able to still rest guys. Like, tomorrow's game still matters. Against the Spurs, who we saw last year, they didn't care about that tank job to ruin the Nuggets season. Yeah. You still have to pick up wins right now. And your down guys, hopefully they're available, because how many people could you go to on this team? Then you look at the end of this schedule. Other teams are also fighting for position. So, like, this was one that was important. There's other important games, I think, in my opinion, based off of, like, where you're at. But this would have been one that you would have it would have made you feel solid. It would have solidified your spot.
Yeah.
And now you have an opportunity to actually have to play against this team in the playoffs now. First round.
Nuggets are the 3 seed. They are 2 full games back of Houston. So, I mean, most likely they're not going to be the 2. And Minnesota right now is tied for the 6 seed.
And Lakers Memphis. Is right there.
Lakers at the 4, Golden State at the 5. I mean, the 5 through 8 in the West is separated by 1 game. The 3 through 8 in the West is separated by 3.5 games. Denver's in the 3 right now. So a lot still to be decided, in the West. 6 games left in this season. We'll see what happens. There was a pool report tonight on the jump ball called in the final minute of double OT and the review of the final shot of the game with crew chief Sean Wright. Here's what the questions were. He was asked about, the contact on the final play. He said, we went to the monitor, we reviewed, we see what time the illegal contact actually happened. The illegal contact occurred at 0.1, therefore 0.1 is put back on the clock. You shoot the free throws and play with that time. There was also another question, why no review on the out-of-bounds call that led to the late jump ball? That was a wild play. The refs had no idea. Like, they didn't even have a guess. And
but they didn't even look. They were just like, you know what? We're not even going to waste our time. We've been here all night. Yeah. So let's just do a jump ball.
Both teams were out of challenges at the time of the out of bounds. Therefore, you cannot review it. So there you have that. Anything else you want to hit on from this game, or should we move on?
It's probably time to move on. Really, we've been in sadness this whole time. It really does suck to be negative the entire time, but that's just kind of what this game brought. Because I really do think that the vibes would have been so high if they win this game.
Yeah.
So high.
They would have been.
Nationally televised game that Jokic has a 60-point triple-double. Think about the things that, like, everyone will be talking about for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Now we go into it, and Russell Westbrook, who was kind of flew under the radar, and they were talking about the resurgence of what he's had in Denver. Now they're going to be talking about that. And he went back to old Russ. He's trying to fight fans after the game, after making 2 bad plays that he made the decision. I'm sure that he didn't talk after this game.
He didn't. Yeah.
As a vet and Hall of Famer in this league, you're supposed to just go out there and say, I let my team down. I did that, and I apologize. And, you got to own these type of moments, but we have not seen that from Russell Westbrook. And I think that that's where it becomes easy for fans to go against him. That's where it becomes, like, difficult for, people to support that type of play, because anyone else is going to say, I put that on me. I ruined this, incredible night from my team, and it took away from the win. He doesn't do that. So I really do think it puts you in a bad spot.
Yeah. Let's hit our last break. On the other side, hopefully we'll have Brendan vote live from the arena. We'll hit Super Chats, and then we'll get out of here. It's 12:18 a.m. Shout out to our friends over at Red Hawk Roofing, Denver's best roofers by far. I mean, it's not even close. I don't even know the name of another roofing company in Denver. As far as I'm concerned, there aren't any. Go with the pros. Make checking your roof a part of your spring cleaning routine and catch any issues or repairs before they get out of hand. There's no project too small for our guys at Red Hawk Roofing. They're your go-to for everything. If it's minor repairs, full roof replacement, home or business, Red Hawk Roofing, it's got to be your go-to. They'll build long-lasting relationships with you, whether you like it or not. They'll talk about Nikola Jokic with you. They'll talk about Nathan McKinnon, Bo Nix, whatever it might be. Decades of experience, quick response time. They're here at the bar all the time. They're the homies, huge DNVR supporters. Supporting your local teams means also supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing if you're looking for a new roof over your home or business. Be sure to check out redhawkroofing.com, 720-771-8921. Tell them DNVR sent you. Also, shout out to our friends over at Shady Rays, the go-to sunglass company for us here at DNVR. And if you go to shadyrays.com, man, they have a style, a color, a shape for everybody. No matter what type of sunglass you want, Shady Rays has it. Perfect for every season, in Colorado. You need sunglasses for every season, even if it's winter. The sun comes off the snow pretty bright sometimes. Shady Rays, they offer a world-class product rated 5 stars by 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames, crystal clear optics, the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures. Hundreds of options to choose from. You're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. This is exclusively for our listeners. Shady Rays giving out their best deal of the season. ShadyRays.com. Use the code DNVR. 35% off polarized sunglasses. Rated 5 stars by 300,000 people. If you don't love your shades, exchange them for a new pair or return them worry-free for 30 days. Use the code DNVR. 35% off polarized sunglasses. All right, back here on the DNVR Nuggets podcast. We're presented by Bet365. Use the code DNVR365 when you download. Bet along with us on every pregame show because Superstar Dev went perfect 3 for 3 on his bets. They were Christian Brown over 20.5 points and rebounds. He got that.
Easy cash.
AG over 7.5 rebounds and assists. He got that.
Got that. Third quarter.
The lock was Jokic over 30.5 points.
He got that twice.
He definitely got that. All these hit in the third quarter.
He doubled that.
I think maybe AG's final one was at the beginning of the fourth, but they pretty much all hit through 3 quarters. Good night for Superstar Dev. Should we hit Super Chats then, get to Brendan vote?
We have 50 of them, so yeah, probably.
Jesus. Thank you guys for hanging out with us in the Toyota Lounge. Really appreciate you guys like always. Tim Johnson, people say you got to take the good with the bad for Russ. Obviously a bit reactionary, but what has he done lately that's good? All the Nuggets are sad. I mean, it's been rough as of late. Russell Westbrook was awesome the first half of the season, though. I think it's easy to forget that on nights like this, but it's been rough as of late. Władysław wasted a 53-minute moach climbing on Jokic's back game. Yeah, that's definitely tough from Władysław right there. I guess we'll try to wait here. 53 minutes for Jokic. Bro, remember when he had the double overtime? Or how many overtimes is that Portland game?
It was like 3 or 4.
It had to be 3 or 4 because he played 65 minutes in that game.
Yeah.
And he played the entire second half in this one.
That was the year that they were just saying that he's so out of shape, and then he did that.
Yep. 53 minutes tonight. Ryan B. Fire Westbrook into the sun. He's not doing anything. Pick couldn't do it at this point. He's beyond cooked. Tough night, man. Big honey. I haven't felt this terrible since Game 7. Yeah. I mean, in terms of regular season losses, it can't get much worse. GGX Gang HQ, I'm sad. Uncle Rico's revenge. Wish we had J.R. Smith for that one play to run out. He would have run it DJ Simmons from DJ Simmons. Ryan B. Someone locate D-line and make sure he's okay. They're in Chicago. They Skyped into the watch along for a second. Joker's wild. Joker deserves much better. Trade. Oh, jeez. All right. We're down bad, man. We're down bad. Amin, I still have not moved from my seat after that BS. Nuggets figured out a defensive strategy for Ant. Made it harder on him. I like the effort tonight. You're right, man. I like the effort and the defense, too. Big name K. Was this game an April Fool's joke? I don't know, man. Was this game real? I don't know. Maximo, as a Wolves fan, I will admit we should have lost this game. The results will show that the Wolves won and the Nuggets lost. If we're being honest, Russell Westbrook single-handedly lost the game. Joker's wild. Malone needs to be fired right now. There's no excuses. Him and Russ lost us this game. Tyler Lee, this loss makes me wonder what's next for Denver if it doesn't end well. Who would leave and who would come in to save Jokic's prime? The end of the Nuggets as we've known. That feels near. Man, we are down so bad right now. Brandon Sims, that was the ultimate Nuggets win. April Fools. Flacco Watts, our jersey analytics expert. Feel free to blame it on the white jersey at home curse. Matter of fact, I'll take the blame. And everyone needs to chill on Russ and Malone. Blame the Donkeys from Minnesota. They beat the Nuggets. GGX gang, even with the L, I can't be anything other than in awe of our King Jokic. What a loss. Well said. Maximo again. Glad my team won. Won't apologize for the win, but this game deserved a better ending. Incredible performance minus Russ all around. Love the game.
He wanted to let us know that
he'll probably be
excited
back,
about that
man.
one.
I mean, if Russ and Yoke just made the free throws, it would be up 3. I mean, that's a good point. Yoke did brick that first free throw off the jump ball.
I mean, and I don't want to get it, but that really, really bad charge call that did not get overturned on AG, that took 3 points off the board, would have been a big swing.
Absolutely. Chris Peters officially off this team. Hope next season we come back with a new identity because this ain't. I will say this isn't the game to get off this team, right? I mean, missing Murray, Porter again. Who knows if that really would have mattered? But like, they did fight. Steve, of course, the Joker came to play on April Fool's Day. Druid trading, Russ is shooting 40%, 60% on free throws, coughing up 4 turnovers. We don't need his 1-10 ceiling game when the other 9 floor games hurts us. 2025 Nuggets isn't Westbrook Cinderella story. Super chat from the Fox Prince, from Walter Worthy. Will be after midnight by the time you read this, so you have to answer honestly. Outside of Malone, who did not want Pickett to close out this game, even in regulation? Yeah, man. I mean, it's tough. I think they went with Westbrook.
Yeah, I mean,
for the pick and roll aspect.
Pickett played well, but he also does not have much experience closing out games. Like that would have been a lot to ask of him. And then if they lose or if he plays bad at that time, he would have been like, why would you play Pickett at that situation? It was kind of a lose-lose there.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been upset with Pickett, though. Big Honey, Yoke was truly inspiring today, playing the whole second half in 2 overtime, 61-point triple-double. On top of that, versus the T-Wolves, it's going to be a long night to process this L. Macacahoo, so sick to my stomach. Dusty old Countdown. Nuggets were 5-0 when I went. Lost that streak today. Damn, bro. Portuguese dude, Maximo again. I think this game will make the MVP race tighter than people think, even in the loss. The fact that Joker played every minute in the second half, he didn't just carry his team, he damn near held up all the Rocky Mountains. I don't think it will make the MVP race that much closer. I think it's probably decided.
Yeah, it's done.
5-5-5-5-5-ish. That was one of the craziest end-of-game sequences I've ever seen. The best part about the NBA, though, is that there's another game around the corner. Shout out Devin Harrison for doing this show. Thanks, bro. Dusty old Cowtown. At least I was at both Maul and Yoke's career highs. Nice. Kristoff, too much rust, not enough Pickett in the OT. Mike Conley got his revenge for Game 7 with Utah this time. We did not survive. Missed layup. I am down bad.
Down bad.
Maddox, this game broke me. Not going to lie. I kind of give up. LOL. And RMK, every time the Wolves play the Nuggets, it's their Super Bowl, and they still not champions. In this fairy tale, the Joker is the king. Man. The Fox Prince, I was there tonight, guys. Played hard, and Yoke was a miracle. I'm jealous that you were at this game.
That is a good game, too.
Like, this is the best game and the worst game to be at. Maximo, again, I know y'all feeling the letdown after this game, but I always appreciate the content you put out. The nicest dude, man.
Yeah, Maximo's
and glad we can share these great moments. You still have the best player in the game. Until the next time, y'all take care. DF Malone loses the locker room on a night like tonight. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's not a Malone thing that happened tonight.
Well, I mean, the Russ Pickett is really the only thing you can question. I don't think this is a lose the locker room type game. They played hard. Joshua Sanchez, worst possible way to lose. Yoke is so effing good. Unreal how the Wolves pull this off against the Nuggets. Thanks for doing the show still, guys. Of course, man. I mean, every win, every loss. Brandon Whalen, can't sleep, too sad. Thank you for being here, DNVR fam. Of course, man. RMK, I hate the Wolves. I really do. I don't just dislike them or can't stand them or darn they won again. I have genuine hate. That's all. Thanks.
I'm growing there. I'm getting there, man. I'm almost there.
Flacco again. Jersey win rates video is up on Flacco Watts explaining the now fully established white jersey at home curse. Check it out as you recover from this tragedy. I'm going to go end the life of my punching bag. LeBron's hairline. Wolves fans chirping into our watch-alongs and postgame every time. DNVR, thank you for views, but I guess every Minnesota pod's so trash you don't tune in there. Hey, man, we welcome all fans, into the watch-alongs. Just be respectful. That's all we ask. Sean Cortez, cut Russ immediately. That is all. Cut it.
Double down.
MTN aesthetic. You guys talked about this since the offseason. Coaches in front office are not on the same page. I would be shocked if we have a playoff push. That is unacceptable, having a top 5 all-time player. Yeah, I mean, it feels like the rubber's going to meet the road this season on getting Jokic some actual help. Chunk Dick Will's burner. I'm in awe of Jokic. Weirdly, but after this game, I feel better about seeing the Wolves in the playoffs than before. A classic game deserves a classic. What does a Minnesota fan do after they win a championship? Turn off the Xbox. Wait, I don't get it.
They're only going to win in a video game.
Oh. Christian Barber, I continue to wonder when the team aside from Jokic takes ownership of their own game. What did we learn from the Jokic injury games? Either we're in or we're out. Let's see the Minnesota bench show up. Go Nuggets.
That pissed me off too.
Yeah, man.
They've been showing up.
Big name K. Hey, Dev, you're right as always. We need more guys to feel empowered, but our coach doesn't allow for players to be empowered outside of his guys.
Big Namek, I'm right there with you, man.
Flacco, again, the stage is set for a revenge tour in the playoffs. Keep your heads up. This was the perfect warm-up for the playoffs, and hopefully we get Minnesota first on the way to the chip. OKC in the Western Conference Finals, Jokic Finals MVP.
Yeah.
There we go, man.
Flacco.
Carrot Hammer was at the arena tonight, still baffled on so many levels on what occurred. Second OT, last 12 seconds, but the Nuggets brought the fight, and I still believe. Drew Trading, not a fan of the avoid talks. Winning a bad matchup can be a great springboard for a title, and that's all I care about. You can't avoid OKC, Boston, Celtics, so what's the point? We sound like Lakers fans. Josh Barnett from Down Under. Game 7 hurt more. Game 82, 2018 hurt more. We're alive. Season doesn't mean anything until the playoffs. Hashtag the year of Jamal Murray. TJ Leaf. Fat Luka with home court advantage is that a Jokic? I don't know.
Luka, like LeBron, Luka combined name, yeah.
Flowers for Nuggets. Heads up, boys. We have a game in like 18 hours. I know. I'm trying not to think about it. Guys, if you're watching, head on over online. We'll continue this conversation over time. Fuck yeah. All right. Lee Anderson. Russ is the double agent. Okay. JM, Denver blew an 11-point lead with 6 minutes left in the fourth. This isn't just Russ's fault. Close out the game in regulation. Is that Jamal Murray? Michael Porter Truther. Kevin Durant was right. Right about what?
Russ.
What did Kevin Durant say about Russ? I don't know.
Probably a lot.
Kyle M. Hey, Dev.
What up, Kyle? It's my boy.
And Lee Anderson. I hate Ant. Least favorite player to lose to.
There is always that one guy that when they have the wins, they're trash talking, they're arrogant, they're gonna let you hear about it. And Anthony Edwards is one of those guys that let you hear about it. Him getting hot was the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah. I have one more. Oh, Mr. Exquisite Nugget. Who cares? Let's get them in the playoffs. All the Nuggets are good. I have not heard back from Brendan Vogt. I don't know if he's alive. I don't know if he's coming on. But I'm not sure we're going to have time to get to him tonight.
That's okay.
Tough one, man. An absolute heartbreaker. A gut-wrenching loss. The Nuggets fall 140 to 139. Any final thoughts?
Man, heartbreaking loss, but we're gonna do this again tomorrow. We're gonna do it again tomorrow. Thanks for being in the watch along.
Yeah, man.
Great
We
game.
had definitely an all-time record for watch along for a regular season game for sure. Some of our playoff games probably got close to that, but had over like 1,300 people at times doing the watch along with us. Really appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to all the diehards out there for sure. Hold on. I'm getting a message. Don't end the show.
But who knows how long that is? What does that mean?
Jokic is talking. Okay. Like, what does that even mean? Is Jokic coming on the show?
I don't know. But that means that he's not ready or close to ready either.
Well, I mean, we hit an hour. I think we're going to have to end it. Sorry, guys. It's been a hell of a night. Through an hour on the show. We're in overtime. We're going to end it here. We'll be back tomorrow. Less than 24 hours. Nuggets play the Spurs. We'll talk to you then.
Rest up.
We all silly like the mayor.